We've got some breaking news here on the election trail. Money momentum is favoring Donald Trump at this hour. There has been a $25 million infusion in a last-ditch effort to sustain that momentum. A Republican super PAC, backed by Todd Ricketts, he just happens to be the co-owner of the Chicago Cubs, launching a new ad that will air in swing states of Florida, North Carolina, Ohio, and Pennsylvania. What this ad does is it asks viewers whether they should invest in a president too consumed by scandal, quote, to lead. Billionaires Sheldon Adelson and Joe Ricketts are responsible for the latest push. Let me bring in now a member of Donald Trump's National Finance Committee and co-managing partner of Skybridge Capital, Anthony Scaramucci. $25 million is no small chunk of change here.
Have you seen the ad?
Not yet. We're running it right now.
So it's a fantastic ad because it's really just a litigation against what she has done over the last 30 years, but specifically what has really happened during her term as Secretary of State and the aftermath. And so, Liz, the American people know that if she is elected president, that they're in for a rough sledding. It took 18 months to eject Richard Nixon from the 1972 election. And so we really want the American people to understand what they're going to be up against if they choose her versus Mrs. Trump.
Okay, so money matters, especially in these last couple of moments before the election. Donald Trump, no doubt, has got momentum. But when you look at the Electoral College map, Hillary Clinton is well above 270. That's the key number. And Donald Trump is below it, although gaining.
Yeah.
Do you see that path?
And that's what the Fox News polls are saying, that our internal polls show him a little bit closer in states like Pennsylvania and Michigan. Donnie Jr. and I were talking about the other day. The placards for Mr. Trump in Pennsylvania are overwhelming. I was on a radio show. I asked him, have you seen any Hillary signs anywhere? And the answer is no. And so his enthusiasm is there, Liz. And so it's really going to come down to who shows up to vote on November the 8th. I'm not saying that the polls are not accurate. Sean Hannity, I've talked about that. You and I have talked about that. It's close. We all know that it's close. It'll just be who is going to show up at the polls and what are they going to think about. And we want people to get that message that they're in for a handful if they elect her.
You are a centrist Republican.
I am.
You are one of those guys, and I don't know if you guys know Anthony Scaramucci. I know Anthony Scaramucci.
Yeah, I'm a socially inclusive centrist
You'll talk
Republican.
to anybody and everybody
no question.
If they have solutions. Do you see after the election, depending on who wins, scorched earth so damaged that we won't see either side working together?
Listen, not from our side. Mr. Trump is a great sport. You know, remember when your grandmother said that about you? You got to be a good sport.
Can I push you on that? He's saying rigged election until things started to swing in his favor.
He is, because we have seen evidence of it. As you're a journalist, I play a journalist on television. We have seen evidence of it, and so we're cautious about that. And by the way, there has been some of it on the other side too. And so we just want the election to be fair. We want the American people to see the contrast and the choice that they have. My sense is that he's going to win. I think he's going to win in a surprising way, very similar to what happened in Brexit. If you and I were sitting 24, 48 hours before the Brexit vote and you asked me, I would have said, look, they're going to stay in the EU. And it was an 8-point swing, Liz. It was 52-48 stay in. It ended up being 52-48 leave. So, but listen, to your point, I am a patriot first. I'm a partisan second. I want the country to do better. There's so many things that we can be doing from a policy perspective to help the American people, and I want to be a part of that solution.
My dad used to say, vote the person, not the party. If you see a good quality person, no matter what party, vote for them.
Your dad was Irish, Liz?
Irish by way of Russia. Listen, good to see you.
No, just because my viewers always say that I love that Irish woman on Wall Street Week.
You know, my uncle lived in Ireland. That's right. Absolutely. My aunt's Irish. Love it. Hey, listen, we're inclusive here on Countdown. Anthony, thank you.
Thank you.
Anthony Scaramucci, a nice Jewish boy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, yeah, with the Mucci at the end.
Exactly. You got that.